Hi, this is Bill Allen of The Sensitive Man. Today we are focusing on what is the patriarchy and do HSP men belong here? The word patriarchy is showing up everywhere right now, especially in women's writing. For a lot of men, it lands like an accusation. For a lot of women, it lands like recognition. Today I want to slow it down. I want to define it cleanly, connect it to related terms like hegemonic masculinity and toxic masculinity, and then ask the question that matters here. Where do highly sensitive men fit? And what can we do that actually helps? Let's start with a practical definition. Patriarchy is not a personality type. It's not men are evil. It's a system. It's a set of social structures and norms where male authority is treated as the default and where women's access to power, safety, and opportunity is restricted. A system can be carried by ordinary people. It can be reinforced by institution, laws, workplaces, family roles, and cultural scripts. You don't have to consciously endorse it to benefit from it or to be shaped by it. Here's a key nuance. Patriarchy doesn't benefit all men equally. Status, wealth, class, race, connections, these things shape who gets protected and who gets punished. But patriarchal defaults still show up widely. Who gets believed, who gets interrupted, who is assumed competent, who is expected to accommodate. Now let's look at a couple of first cousins of this conversation. First, hegemonic masculinity. That's the culturally dominant ideal of manhood, the version of masculinity that gets rewarded. It's the template that says this is what a real man looks like, and it tends to rank other men beneath it. Second, toxic masculinity. This term gets heated, but I use it in a specific way. It's the destructive subset of rigid norms, entitlement, domination, emotional shutdown, contempt for vulnerability. Not men are toxic, but certain scripts about toxic masculinity are. So patriarchy is the system. Hegemonic masculinity is the ideal man template that helps the system persist. And toxic masculinity is what happens when that template becomes coercive and harmful. People ask, did patriarchy start in hunter-gatherer times or with agrarian society? The honest answer is that gender arrangements have varied across cultures, and the simple men-hunted, women-gathered story is more complicated than most of us were taught. What seems consistent is that patriarchy tends to harden and scale when societies develop property, inheritance, centralized authority, and rigid hierarchy. When wealth and lineage become central, control over women's labor and reproduction often becomes tied to control over wealth and status. For women and girls, the cost shows up in safety, opportunity, credibility, and the daily mental math of risk. For men, patriarchy narrows the human range. It trains men toward emotional restriction, dominant scripts, and shame around vulnerability and help-seeking. And for highly sensitive men, this can feel like living with a constant mismatch. If your nervous system is wired for depth, empathy, and subtlety, a culture that rewards hardness and bluntness can feel exhausting, even humiliating. Here's my take. If part of means you automatically align with it, the answer is no. Many sensitive men are naturally oriented toward mutuality and conscience. If part of means you live inside of a system shaped by it, then the answer is yes. And that doesn't mean shame, it means responsibility for what we tolerate, what we repeat, and what we choose to change. Here's 5 actions that fit sensitive men well. Number 1, model regulated masculinity, calm, steady, and emotionally present. Number 2, refuse the status bargain. Don't trade silence for belonging. 3, practice boundary-based empathy. Empathy without boundaries becomes compliance. And 4, mentor younger men, make respect and emotional range something to be proud of. And finally, 5, partner with women materially. Share power, share credit, share platforms, not just opinions. The goal isn't to flip the script into new winners and losers. The goal is dignity, safety, and equality, and a masculinity that is human first. If this resonates, the full article is in my blog on the website. I'd love to hear from you. What does healthy masculinity look like in your life? Not in theory, but in practice. Thank you for listening to Thoughts with a Sensitive Man. If you found this episode valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your support helps us reach more highly sensitive men and those who care about them. And until next time, take good care of yourself.